You're listening to Men of Abundance, episode 118. It is Pay It Forward Aloha Friday, and today we're talking about focus and this little thing I like to call Big Mo.
Welcome to Men of Abundance, the podcast for those looking to level up their lives by hanging out with some of the greatest leaders and established professionals in our community, living a life of integrity, honor, and the abundance mentality. Prepare to pay it forward with your host, former Army medic turned lifestyle entrepreneur, Wally Carmichael.
Aloha, Men of Abundance. Today is Pay It Forward Aloha Friday, and I'm sitting here in my room up in the mountains in Manoa on the island of Oahu. The breeze is blowing through. You might be able to hear the birds in the background, and I've got an amazing view from my bay window that's right here in this room, and I'm going to share that view in a video in the show notes at menofabundance.com/118. Go there and check it out. It's pretty cool. And this weekend's actually really cool because I just learned this morning that my cousin is on island with her husband, who I've never met before, and I have not seen my cousin in so many years. I can't wait to hang out with the both of them. And another high school friend of mine is in town and just got on island this week, so I'm sure I'm going to get a chance to hang out with him and his family as well. Super, super excited about that. Anytime any of you travel to Hawaii, as long as I'm here, if you give me a ring or connect with me on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, let's just sit down and have a cup of coffee. I'll talk to you and I'll show you the places that most tourists don't go. And those are some of the most pleasurable experiences that you'll have. If you're brand new to the show, meaning you just stumbled across Men of Abundance, somebody introduced you to us, or whatever the case may be, if this is your first episode you're listening to, this one's a little bit different than the other episodes. This is Pay It Forward Aloha Friday, where I basically talk about something that's been on my mind for the last week, or maybe I just thought about it this morning. I write these things down and then I share them with you. Or it's something that came up in a conversation that I had from one of the other many conversations I have throughout the week. The other episodes are generally posted at this point on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they are interview-based podcasts where I interview a man, select women, or even couples, and we have a conversation about living a life of abundance. They share their kick in the gut moment, their enough is enough moment, and they share what they do in their own lives and for the community to live an amazing life of abundance. And in each and every episode, there are several action steps that you can take so that you can start living your life of abundance. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss one single episode. And of course, as usual, make sure you share Men of Abundance with everybody you come in contact with. If you really are enjoying what you're hearing here on Men of Abundance and you're getting a great experience out of it, I would greatly appreciate a 5-star rating and review in iTunes or on whatever podcast player it is that you're listening to this on. Now let's talk about this. What we're talking about today is staying focused, stay engaged, or you will lose interest and momentum. And I know this firsthand. Most of these things I'm talking about are personal experiences, things that I've dealt with in my life, and this one is very, very recent. As some of you may know already, I have moved my family to Florida, and I'm back in Hawaii, and we have our reasons for that. I'm not going to get into that right now. Everything's fine. We're just taking things to a whole new level in our life and in our relationship and with our boys, so we're doing some split operations right now. But that being said, I thought when I got back, while I was in the transition of moving and everything, I really kind of put Men of Abundance on the back burner. I was still doing episodes, I was still doing interviews, but I wasn't as active in the whole process as I had been for the whole year prior. And then I thought, well, that's cool. Once I get everything moved and get them set up down in Florida, when I get back to Hawaii, I'm just going to have so much time on my hands. I'm going to be able to really delve deep into everything about the blog, the video blog, the podcast, getting on other shows, building the membership site and the Men of Abundance Society, and all of these grandiose ideas that I had that are all written down in my to-do list, things that I've been putting in my journal, and then I get back here and nothing. Absolutely nothing. I completely lost momentum. I almost even lost interest. That's what it felt like. I was back here, I was messing around, watching silly videos on Facebook, doing a lot of this busy type work. I was organizing my list of past and present and future guests that I have on Men of Abundance on the podcast. I was doing all this busy work and not getting anything done like I thought I would. Absolutely nothing. And it even took me a whole week before I even sat down and really started editing more episodes, editing more shows, getting them posted, doing anything with Men of Abundance whatsoever. So, I couldn't believe it because I love what I'm doing here. I love these conversations. I absolutely enjoy sharing all of these conversations with you. And I lost momentum. I lost interest because I wasn't focused and I wasn't engaged. You and I can apply this to so many things in our life. Everything from fitness. So many people say, I hate getting started. Then don't stop. That's one of the biggest things with fitness is so many people get started and then stop, myself included. As soon as I start seeing some results, some massive results, then I slack off a little bit and I don't put in as much effort and I kind of slack off on my meal plan a little bit. Maybe I'll start drinking, a couple more beers in the week or start drinking a beer in the week, something like that. And I know you know what I'm talking about. The same thing with your education. If you're in college and you're striving to get in college, especially if you're a working adult, and if finishing that degree is your goal, do at least one class every single semester. At least one. Don't let up. Do not take that break. I'm telling you, you know what I'm talking about. If you take that break, you're going to take another break. And then the next semester, next thing you know, it's a year and you still haven't gotten back into it. You can apply this to anything you do in life, any goals that you have. Once you get started, stick with it, even if it's just a tiny little bit of effort. Even if you're working out or you're traveling like my cousin and my friend is traveling right now, if you had a workout program before you got started, even in your hotel room, at least wake up, do 5 or 6 push-ups, 10 push-ups, do some deep knee bends, do some stretching, go for a walk, go for a jog, do something every day to stay in that routine. And there's the trick right there. Staying in the routine. My whole routine got completely messed up from the time that I started packing out my family and started getting them to move and moving and then flying to Florida. My whole routine was completely messed up from waking up early in the morning, getting my workout in, sitting down and doing my deep breathing and just clearing my mind, then getting into my journal, doing my journal, and drinking water the whole time, of course, and then drinking my dense nutrition shake, then getting my little guy up or getting everybody up during the week to get ready for the day. That was basically my routine. And, of course, hygiene and all that other good stuff in there too. But my whole routine completely changed. And now I'm back here and I got all this time on my hands and I have to start a new routine. I have to put new things on my calendar in different spots because now I've got more time in the afternoon, where before when I got home from work, I didn't have a whole lot of time. I'd come home, I might take a 10 or 15 minute nap, then I'd get up, we're starting dinner, we're doing homework, we're doing all that bit, and then about 9, 10 o'clock, I might do some stuff with the podcast and with the Men of Abundance community, check some emails, get into the group, stuff like that. Well, my whole routine is completely messed up, and I have to develop a brand new routine. So if you find yourself in doing that, develop that routine right away. Get it on the calendar. If it's not on the calendar, then quite simply, in my mind, it's not important enough to you. Once you put it on the calendar, that is your to-do list. Everybody asks me, well, what kind of a to-do list do you have? Well, I do write things down because I have ideas that I think about throughout the day. So I write them down so I don't forget about them, but that's not necessarily my to-do list. My to-do list is my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it's not going to get done. And unless it's some sort of emergency or something that pops up like that. Like, obviously, I didn't have my friends coming in and my cousin coming in this weekend on the calendar. But that's why I have white space on my calendar as well. And generally, I won't alter my calendar for certain things. But for this, it really is important to me to hang out and spend some time with my cousin and with my high school friend that I very seldom see. So I will make a exception for that, and I will go outside the norm. Plus, I don't have a whole lot really scheduled as far as interviews are concerned this weekend, and it's kind of a long weekend, so I've got that time to do that. And that kind of leans back into last week's Pay It Forward Aloha Friday, where I talked about integrity. And that was having integrity with yourself. Go back and listen to last week's Pay It Forward Aloha Friday if you haven't already, because I talked specifically about your lack of integrity is holding you back. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you sticking around. Share this episode if it meant anything to you, if you got anything out of it. Somebody else will get something out of it as well. So make sure you're abundant in your life today and pay it forward by sharing this with somebody else. Now, go out and live your life of abundance and make sure to pay it forward. Hey, didn't I just say that?